Go ahead, say your full name for me.
Kevin Swahn.
My name is Eric Swahn. Looks like you got 5 laps today in the Aston Vantage F1 car. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you went through your discovery laps. What did you think of those?
Good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Any questions about the classroom? All right. So if we're mid-corner with a lot of steering angle in the car, just use a small amount of throttle. Once we start unwinding that wheel to straight, that's our cue that we can begin accelerating smoothly out of the corners. Now when you're braking, I want you to brake hard in a straight line. The moment you start turning into the corner, trail off that braking pressure, say over 1 second on corner entry will help balance the car. Now the wheel itself is going to feel very light in your hands, so all that's required is just nice smooth steering inputs, just like you're driving on the highway. Don't steer too quickly. I want you to think about your controls today as a dimmer switch rather than on-off. So that means when we're accelerating, just nice smooth progressive acceleration rather than 0 to 100. Remember that we are in an Aston Martin today, so the pedals are pretty sensitive. Now all the mirrors are pointed towards me, so you can focus on what's happening in front of you. Orange cones on the brakes, green cones get next to for your turn points and your apexes. If there happens to be a faster car behind us, I'll put the hazards on. I'll let you know what side of the track we're going to go over to. Just ease off the throttle and I'll have my hand on the wheel, making sure we're stayed to one side. If there's a slow car in front of us that we want to pass, it's the same procedure. Just wait till they pull over, wait for the hazards to come on, and then we'll have a clear direction which way to pass on the other side of the track. Would you like to do automatic or paddle shifting?
We'll do paddle.
So we have up on the right, down on the left, 1 shift per click. We're going to shift up before that red line. On the way down, brake first, let the RPMs come down, and then grab that 1 downshift. On track, go ahead.
So this one target like 6,000-ish?
Let's see. It's hard to see from that angle.
6,000.
So I think we can shift just after 6,000. That should be fine.
Okay.
And let's see. On track, we're going to be using gears 2nd through 5th. No need for 1st or 6th. I think this goes up to 8, actually. 8 gears.
Nope.
So with the straight's not long enough to need that.
Yeah.
So keep that engine in one piece and just take your first couple laps to warm up your tires before we start pushing harder.
Yeah.
Get familiar with which way the track goes, our grip levels, and of course every car feels a little bit different, right? So just get used to the feeling of this car. Do you have any questions?
No.
Foot on the brake, put it in drive for you, and then shift up on the right hand side.
This lock seat, backrest, front left.
It
Is
doesn't
that just okay?
Just shift up, and now we're in manual. What's unique about the shifters is they are stationary. Although they are very long, they go all the way from top to bottom. If we're mid-corner, we won't be able to shift. So we have to do our shifting.
So these will stay. I got
Yep, they are stationary.
Wheel will not go with it. Gotcha.
And just small throttle.
Going out
We
front.
go through these pillars here. Just watch out for that Ferrari. Got another one coming on the right. Let's let them pass. We're going to make a full stop at the end of those cones, right where that Ferrari pista is. 3 Ferraris in a row.
And then me. We'll stop at that cone up there.
Yep, at the very end, test out that braking pressure.
It's weird having that mirror not behind
I know,
me.
it's weird. It was weird for me yesterday. Okay, we got a Maserati coming. Once the Maserati passes us, we can enter the track, begin to accelerate down that straightaway. Stay to the right, begin to accelerate. First thing we want to pay attention to is the orange cones over on the left-hand side. Continue to accelerate. More throttle, hit the full throttle. Let's drift over to the left. We're going to skip these 3, 2, 1 braking cones. Let's brake closer to the tiny cones on the left. And turn in, off the brakes. Small throttle from curb to curb. Let's stay all the way to the left. Let a car pass. Stay to the left. Got 1 car passing. Stay to the left-hand side. And resume. Let's go center track. Brake in a straight line towards the green. That's your turn point. Release the brake. Let's get to the left one more time. We got 1 more Ferrari coming. Hug that left-hand side. Once they pass, we can resume. Go ahead, turn in. Keep your eyes up, looking for your next green cone ahead. Begin to accelerate more. To the left, more throttle. Wait for the green cone. Shift up, and then turn in. Stay to the right-hand side. And apply the brakes. Release, turn in. Try to go straight, make it straight. Just over the black and yellow curving. And accelerate. Full throttle all the way to the orange. And apply the brakes. Brake hard. Trail off the brakes. Let's get to the inside of the track. Hug that red paint off the brakes. We're going to let 1 more car pass to the left. As soon as they pass, we can resume. and accelerate. Let's spot your braking point. Let's brake at the 2 board. We got 3 board first, followed by 2 board. 3 board, 2 board, brake hard. Downshift to 3rd. Trail off the brakes as you turn in. Off the brakes, small throttle from curb to curb. Let's go center track. Try not to reapply that brake pressure mid-corner. Accelerate all the way to the orange cones. Brake in a straight line towards the green. That's your first turn point in the corner. On the outside as well as your mid-corner position. Try to relax those arms just a little bit and accelerate nice and smooth. As you unwind the wheel to straight, you can add more throttle. Turn in, hug the second green cone. Back to the left-hand side for your next green cone. Nice, smooth, progressive acceleration. All the way to the left-hand side for the next turn point. Then we have our apex. No brakes through there. Just lift that throttle a little bit, stay to the right, and apply the brakes. Trail off, turn in, begin to accelerate. Accelerate through here. Nice, smooth, progressive acceleration. All the way to the orange cones. More throttle, stay to the right. Apply the brakes, brake hard, wait for the turn point. This time let's get to the outside of the course for your next green cone. Off the brakes, turn your head for the apex, turn in. Unwind to the right, use all the space available on the right hand side. Open up the radius of the corner and carry more speed. Let's wait for those hazards to come on. Got a slow car up ahead, hold on. Let's stay to the left, pass on the right. Apply the brakes. Trail off the brakes and turn in. Good, you just passed a Ferrari, nice. Let's go center track. Accelerate all the way to the orange. Brake at the orange. Get nice and close to the green cones on the outside. Looking for the apex, small throttle. Hug that curbing on the right. Link them all together. Back to the left, keep that vision moving. Try to keep your vision for your cones, your focus for those cones, not the car in front of you. I see hazards on, pass on the right. Stay all the way to the right hand side. And brake at the orange. Pass complete, turn in, and accelerate. Good, you just passed a Maserati, how about that? More throttle. Keep your vision for your next braking point. Apply the brakes. Trail off as you turn in. Off the brakes, look for the apex, tighten up. Unwind to the right, begin to accelerate nice and smooth as you unwind that wheel. Good, full throttle all the way to that braking point. Use a little bit more of those RPMs before you shift up. Let's brake just after the 2 board, harder on the brakes. Got 3 board, 2 board, brake. Downshift to 3rd. Trail left, turning a little early through there and wait a little bit longer. And resume, accelerate. And let's get to the outside. We're gonna let a car pass, stay to the outside over here. Got 1 car passing on the inside. Stay all the way to the right, pass complete. And resume. Stay to the right, turn in. And back to the left for your next green cone. And accelerate to the green cone, then turn in. Stay to the right hand side. No brakes through there, small throttle and brake. Trail off, turn in. Straight line, smooth throttle. Smooth progressive acceleration, all the way to your next braking point. More throttle, stay to the right. Apply the brakes, brake hard. Wait for the turn point, slow steer to the outside. Off the brakes, turn in. Turn your head, look for the apex. Unwind to the right, begin to accelerate nice and smooth, all the way to that braking point. Good. Let's brake between the 2 and the 1 board, harder on the brakes. Stay straight for longer. Got 3 board, 2 board, brake. Wait for the turn point. Trail off, turn in. Smooth on the throttle. Good, how'd that feel? Let's go center track, keep breathing. Accelerate all the way to the orange, brake in a straight line towards the green. Get out nice and wide, don't forget about mid-corner, off the brakes, small throttle, turn in, smooth with that throttle till we're unwinding. Hug that curbing on the right. And back to the left, link them all together, play connect the dots with the green. Back to the left, wait for the green cones, then turn in. Stay all the way to the right, brake at the orange, brake in a straight line. Good. And turn in, back on the throttle, corner exit. Try to be on the throttle a little bit earlier there. And I'll give you a free bonus lap on me because we had some traffic. Sound fair? Woo! Apply the brakes. Trail off the brakes and turn in. Look for the apex. Turn your head a little bit earlier for those next cones. Want to have a smoother flow of information. I see hazards on, pass on the right. And hazards off, hazards off. And go ahead. Sorry about that.
Good.
Apply the brakes. Trail off the brakes, turn it, off the brakes. Small throttle from curb to curb, center track. Keep your vision up, looking for your braking zone. Brake in a straight line towards the green. Straight line braking. Trail left to your mid-corner, off the brakes. Look for the apex. Now we got 2 on the right. Let's get tight to the second green cone. Back to the left, smooth throttle. As you unwind, add more throttle. Wait for the green cone, then turn in. And brake at the orange, stay to the right. Release, turn in, small throttle, straight line. And that is 6 laps of Speed Vegas. This time we're stay to the right and exit through those white cones, straight ahead. Good job out there. What'd you think?
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Heck yeah. All right, what do you think of the car?
It's fast.
Not bad, huh? You got some speed?
I got a couple good corners.
Definitely. And so, what can I help you with out there? Is there anything that you're not sure about, or things that I was saying, or line choice or technique?
There's that one section that, for the orange cones, I'm thinking brake when it's off the gas instead of a brake zone.
That one you do need to brake at if you're at lap record pace.
Okay.
For most other people, it's just more of a throttle lift. We're going through the center part of that canopy. We'll find a spot where we can park and pull through. So that one, yeah, it's more of a little bit of a lift on the throttle.
I couldn't kind of remember where in the sequence we were for what was coming up next, and so I wanted to stay off it instead of flying through it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a smart thing to do. Let's park it on the right-hand side next to that white Audi on the other side, just so we can pull through for next two.
How did I do?
You did pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll just give you some quick feedback before I get out of here. What car are you driving next?
My
Equinox?
SUV at home.
I'll go ahead and put it in park. You can take your foot off the brake and just relax. So I'd say that did you notice that you were coasting at all, off throttle, off gas?
Yeah, I wasn't always on
one or the other.
Gas, yeah.
So we want to be having a little bit of a quicker transition from pedal to pedal. Sometimes there's just a little bit of a delay between throttle and brake and back to throttle. So try to reduce that transition time. And then I would say sometimes you're letting off the throttle well before those orange cones. So we can go all the way to the orange cones on the throttle before we even touch the brakes. So be a little bit on the throttle longer. And then when it comes to braking, you could brake a bit harder. Another 20-25% would be fine, as long as we're in a straight line. Now, I really liked how you unwound to straight and then we broke hard. That was great. That's what we're looking for. There was a couple of times where I'd say we could be another 10-15 feet closer to those green cones. Essentially try to open up.
Getting into the turn so you can get the apex
on corner entry and the mid-corner position, like turn 3 and turn 10, they catch everybody out. We want to be as wide as possible there so we can extend our straightaway.
I'm used to staying on the roads.
Yeah.
Not going on the bumpies on the side.
Right, so we can use those curbings, those are fine. That way you increase the radius of your corner, the arc is wider, we can carry more speed. Right, so get a little bit closer, reduce the transition time, stand the throttle a little bit longer. In turn 1, you like to turn in a little bit early. You notice how you faded to the inside a little bit?
This one up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're essentially cutting off some of the radius of your corner. So you want to stay all the way to the curbing on the left before we start that hard turn in.
Yeah, because I was basically mid-track.
Yeah.
So I guess I was thinking of setting up that second one, getting around the outside, but if I cut that first one earlier, then you have a better shot to get around through that second bigger turn.
We just want to open up the radius a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Very good. You want to take a picture in front of the car?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you my card as well. If you ever want to leave a review.
Yeah.
My name is Eric Swahn again. It's been a pleasure being your coach.
What a coincidence. You know, my last name's Swahn too. How do you spell it?
With an H. It's like the bird with an H.
Oh, yeah, me too.
If you scan that code, you can leave us a review.